Easy, easy.
I ain't lazy, Mr. Morgan. I'll work, but not this.
And we are live. Welcome back to part 11 of Free Roam Fridays, where Arthur explores the map in Chapter 2. Regrettably, we spoiled the new horse surprise in the title. We did that for the algorithm. Arthur was really looking forward to showing you one of his top 3 horses, so act surprised when you see her. Let's get started. We found the aforementioned horse at a certain bounty hunter camp near Cornwall Kerosene and Tar. I'm sure you can guess what happened next. Here is a side-by-side with the thoroughbred. We'll do a more comprehensive review at a later date, but as you can see, both these horses are relatively the same height. The Hungarian is heavier and has a more muscular physique, and that makes her seem larger. And it looks like they're already friends, which is good news for Arthur as they are 2 of his favorite horses. I'm glad they get along. Moving on, we went to the barrel rider location for another video which you may or may not have watched. Fun fact, I talk to you as if we are old friends and you've seen my videos before, but I also balance that against the potential that this may be the very first video of mine you have encountered, and you may not know where the barrel rider is located. Here is your map if that is the case, right above the S in Bacchus Bridge. Moving on. Immediately after the barrel incident, Arthur shot an eagle because it's 1899 and eagles aren't endangered yet. Also, he collects eagle claws. Additionally, Arthur also collects owl feathers. We stopped by the Valentine store and picked up a red paisley vest for our hot weather outfit. The green just wasn't working for me. And note this magic raspberry bush. Let's see that again. If a raspberry bush is going to glitch in front of Arthur, Arthur is absolutely going to stop and pick some of those magic berries for the horse. Who knows what benefits they may have.
That's it, girl. Yep.
And then we headed up north to see Flaco about a new gun. I'm going to show you the whole route Arthur took because we've done it so many times we don't need the map, and these snowy landscapes are especially beautiful under the moonlight. And we'll pass through legendary ram territory, which has my least favorite trinket, which allows you to collect double mint. Arthur does like minty lamb and minty pork chops, but does he really need a whole talisman dedicated to it? Let's move on. So quiet and lonely up here, except of course for the random wolf encounters. We should beware.
Yep.
Okay, here we are outside of Cairn Lake. Let's examine the photo and get him on the map. And the back reads, Flaco Hernandez, the terror of the Grizzlies, wanted in 8 states, runs with a gang of at least 10 stone-cold killers. Is that right? Raids into Annisburg, Valentine, Strawberry, and surrounds. Gazette reports hideout west of Coulter, deep in Grizzly Mountains. Unlikely conversationalist. Proceed with caution. We shall camp here and move on to the next day. So much better during the day up here for filming. The sun reflects off the snow, so Arthur gets a secondary light from below. Very flattering. This is a relatively stable wolf spawn location.
Easy, girl. I'm nearly there.
Really like how the Ram shotgun coat looks in this cutscene. But now we have to dismount because I don't want those Del Lobos shooting up our perfect wolf pelts. Arthur likes to stay behind and make these fellers come to him. You probably know what happens next.
Gonzalo! What happened out there? Man! Talk to me!
Flaco Hernandez, you in there? I didn't want trouble, but I'm just here to speak with you. About Boy Calloway? I'm unarmed.
Really like those bandoliers. They match his gun.
I just want to talk. About Boy Calloway?
Sure. Here's your message.
We need to take his photo before we can collect Flaco's revolver. Flaco's revolver is engraved with skulls, but has an ivory handle, which I prefer to pearl. Inside the cabin, we can pick up the poisonous trail map and some bourbon and some premium cigarettes. We are moving on to explore Sadie's ranch, but we can take a detour to check out this camp. And here is the panoramic map. This view is from Mount Shan. I believe these lines point to each of the towns. The number of stars depicted is also intriguing. I am certain there's a pattern or a code there, but I have no idea what it is. Let's move on.
Come on, girl.
Here at Sadie's ranch, which Micah burned down, just saying, we can find a loot box.
Yep.
And here is your map. Nothing in the chimney. And the barn where we found our first horse is locked. We can climb on the roof, however. And if there's one thing Arthur likes more than fire, it's a dramatic horse jump.
Ouch.
Well, that was embarrassing. Pretend Arthur made that jump, but this would make a good thumbnail. Moving on.
Let's go. Yep.
We were in the neighborhood, so we collected the hawk trinket at this frozen waterfall. The hawk trinket decreases stamina drain by 30%, but only when drawing a bow. Again, like the legendary ram talisman, oddly specific, but maybe a little more useful. Here is your location between the E and the A of Deadbolt Creek at the top of the map. And note this structure over here to the west. Let's investigate. Cabin, random supplies, nothing special. I don't feel the need to take any of these supplies. It seems rude this far north. However, this is an odd place to store rope.
Yeah.
And note on the map, there's a weapon available. Let's investigate.
Yep.
We can find the cabin owner over here doing his best Walt Disney impression. The weapon is a carbine repeater, which we do not need, but he has one if you want one. Moving on.
Yep. All right, girl.
Riding south, we saw a ram, which we need for camp upgrades.
That should do it, girl.
And then on the opposite side of the tracks, we saw this O'Driscoll camp. Let's make sure they're paying attention. And then outside of Valentine, we helped out a homesteader. Again, we shall dismount so we can avoid shooting up our perfect ram carcass.
Faster.
We told you not to build on this land. Hey, get out of here. This doesn't concern you. This son of a bitch. Take him out, boys. This.
Appreciate you stepping in there. Those bastards been turning the screw on me from day one, saying I gotta pay them protection money. I told them where to stick it, and well, I guess you just saw how that panned out.
You watch yourself, all right? Yeah, you're all right, girl.
Well, don't let me keep you.
Stay out of trouble.
I'll try.
Yeah.
This video is sponsored by Batmantonio, my second gaming channel where I play every other video game that isn't Red Dead Redemption 2. Like and subscribe for longer format deep dive gaming commentaries where I overanalyze and focus on the details. Back home, we said hello to Bill.
There. It's me.
Hope you had a good old time while I've been stuck standing here.
Keeping out of trouble there?
Of course I am.
Yeah. Easy. Whoa. You work hard, girl.
I'm so glad.
Overheard this conversation with Karen and Miss Grimshaw.
You know, while we were stuck up that mountain, I thought long and hard about if we'd have to eat you. Very amusing. I suggested we roasted you alive, but Mr. Pearson was keener on chopping you up and turning you into stew. Said he couldn't bear to see your face for even one moment longer than he had to. You're quite the amusing companion, aren't you? I like to think so.
So disrespectful. I wouldn't even call Karen passive-aggressive here. She's being full-on aggressive-aggressive.
We could really use some more meat, Mr. Morgan. Now this I can work with. Good job, Mr. Morgan.
We talked to Herr Strauss so we can open up the ledger and start getting systematic about our satchel.
Herr Morgan! Herr Morgan!
Mr. Strauss?
You busy, my friend?
Why?
I'll cut you in.
Loaning. Already?
You know how it is. People is happy to borrow off someone like me, but more enthusiastic paying back to someone like you.
Of course. Who are they?
Let me see.
We also checked in with Abigail and Mrs. Adler.
They're on your own.
I know.
You'll be safe here.
Sadie shall not forget this kindness. Abigail just made a friend for life and a very powerful ally. She doesn't even know it yet. Sadie doesn't even know it yet.
At least for now. Till you're back on your feet properly.
Thank you.
Of course.
Is there somewhere we can take her?
I don't think she has anyone.
You can stay with us as long as you want.
Thank you.
It's the least we can do. Okay, I'll catch you later then.
Okay.
Evening.
Evening, Arthur.
And we are back where we started. I hope you enjoyed watching this commentary as much as I enjoyed making it. We need to visit Mr. Roble, Chick Matthews, and Lily Ann Cooper, but we'll do that off camera. On Fridays, we free roam. I'll see you next week. I'm Superantonio. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your views. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell for daily Red Dead Redemption 2 content. We shall meet again. Further on down the trail.
Come on, lady, get a move on.
I like Sadie, not lady.
I know.